Hello, this is dream number one. Oops, let me get this situated here a little better so you can see my face a little. I didn't, aren't ready as usual. Never ready. But I want the number in there a little. Anyways, on red number one, I talked about my, like, when second grade I had feelings that I was going to come up with a way to move a ship using G-forces. I didn't have the feeling on how to power it, but later on I had the feeling how to power a ship in space to move it. That's in red number one. And then in red number two, I talk about like light trapped in space, and it's red. It's way to move it. I think you can get up to the speed of light, go out in space. If there was a planet in space, you go back and forth and see people. If they had a radio signal coming from the planet, you could see if they broadcast, you could see the broadcast different live places on their where they live. And okay, in red number three, I talked about that's like the salaries are different, like police officers in prison where they'd get $1,000 an hour because it'd be hazard pay, or the police officers in cop cars would get $500 an hour because it's sort of hazardous pay, or behind the desk be getting a salary to do back paperwork, or other things, or let me think, there are different things, and like that. Now, if you go to time spot 5 minutes and 52 seconds, there'd be a number 10, and I don't know if I think the number 10 shows, because I found out here, if you don't have this number behind you, it don't appear until after you hit the button, and you can't locate it. There'll be let me get my finger up here. If you get right down here in the bottom corner, there's a number that you can find it, but the number up here don't show unless you have it all the way through. But if you go down here in the bottom, let me get my finger in here, to 522, there'll be a subject about retirement, and it talks about how everything's paid for, because if you work all your life, you should ever get, like, your taxes before it paid for. You get a card, and it'll pay for everything. And if, and I got to go through here quick. I don't have any money or much time. That's like, if in times of war, if we can, and I put this on here a bunch, but they say in times of peace, if you print too much money, the money's no good. But in times of war, if you don't print enough money and you lose the war, then the money's no good. So you got to print enough money in times of war that you win the war, so the money will be good. So let me go right along. I got to turn one page at a time. Okay, no. 1011. If you go down to 1011, that's number two. And I didn't print it very good, so I don't read my print and my hand shakes. 1011, down here in the corner. Get my finger in here somewhere. Down here in the corner. If you read 1011, I talk about an injustice in the way we get paid. Because if we all get paid with money, borrowed money, which we kind of do, if you work in an auto plant, I didn't say auto plant, but I don't want to take a lot of time. I'm already up to 4 minutes, and I'm wasting a lot of time. But there's an injustice in the way we get paid. But I'll just zip through these. I printed a lot. Okay, I'll go to the next one. I wrote a lot, but I'm not going to read them all. I'll go to the next one. But I'm going to have the Department of Peace rather than the Department of War. The next one is, I'm going to have a student, when you go into college, you get paid as a student. And it'll be $100 an hour, 60/40. The next one is 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And no, that's the next one is 10 minutes and 4 seconds. And what did I talk about there? I don't read my own writing. I don't read. My hand shakes, and I don't have any clipboard in here to hold it against. And I don't spell good. Anyways, I'm gonna have a Department of Peace, and so okay. I don't know what I meant when I wrote it. Sometimes I don't realize after I wrote it, I don't know what I meant. Okay, yeah, that's like overseas. It makes perfect sense. You spend a lot of money to defend yourself. In times of war, it makes perfect sense to spend a lot of money to defend yourself. Sometimes in some of these people, it don't make perfect sense to spend a lot of money. That's like that city up where they have them water lines. In times of war, it makes perfect sense to spend a lot of money to build $500 million for a plane, but it don't make perfect sense for them to spend a lot of money to keep lead out of them water lines. That's like you're voting for an idea, not the man. You're voting for me to get an idea where we'll hire construction workers at $300 an hour to go in there and fix them water lines, and we'll spend as much money as it takes to go in there and fix them all. That's all these sites where we have the pollution. We'll go in there and fix all. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm doing the index. Sorry. And I'm not doing it very well. $11:03. There I talked about the war with the city, the water pipe. Number 3, 11:03. Okay, I just talked about. Okay, I just talked about that. Okay, injustice. Build malls. Okay, I don't think we paid off World War II. We just sort of swept the money under the rug. And that's like, I'm going to have a Department of Peace. We'll get paid with a card. I think if we worked at McDonald's, and that did all be described. 829, number 4, single parent household. If you go to number 829, I talk about a single family household where you only have to work 3 months out, or you get 3 months a year off to watch your kids so your kids don't get in trouble. And if you don't have any kids, you still get 3 months off. Okay, I'll go to number 7. That's still single parent household. 829, injustice in that's the same thing. I didn't do this a good enough job. I couldn't be a good secretary. Okay, 7:47 minutes and 44 seconds. I have a picture of that, the 3-wheel spinning in space, of this this way to move a ship. And I think, I don't know, on number 1, I kind of describe it. and somewhere in here, I show pictures with my camera. I don't know exactly where, but I show pictures with my camera uh, of how either the of things of what to do. Uh, I don't know where I put it. Okay, I'm up to 10. I'm over. Bye.